Hey, my name is PolishLynx and welcome to the third episode of Don't Forget Our Esports Dream from Team 11. We shall continue. And apparently we don't think our team needs another Protoss. Well, I'll mention it to my coach and let you know if he's interested. If you can go without salary, you can join as a practice partner. Sound good? After a morning spent bouncing between opponents and confess I stand exhausted with back to Golden Zone Fighter. This isn't working. Teams like good players, but what they want are stars. As long as I have no name recognition, no one's going to clamor for me, and I can expect that to change until I beat someone strong in a real series. Maybe I should put off my search until the end of ICG, if I can make it deep in the tournament, at least until I fight another KPGA player. It would surely raise my profile. But what if I lose to a foreigner? I didn't know that for sure. AC Inside wouldn't let me live it down. What am I saying? That's impossible. The only foreigner to touch us was Ak, and that was a fluke. He fought his way through XSL in 2000 all on his own, or so he claims. No real team or coaches, just a ragtag foreign clan and an unreal star sense. In many ways, the system we have now was built as a response to him, for he didn't stick around to test us. There is no way he could have beaten us now. Who knows? He was strong, but I'll never forgive him for beating KDG into retirement. I can imagine why old school KPGA pros speak fondly of him. I step past the counter on my way into the cafe. I catch the clerk staring at me. He doesn't drop his gaze until I'm out of sight behind PC. I find Minseo scrolling through photos of pro gamers. Looks like she's updating one of her fan sites. She spots me when I turn the corner. Acknowledges me with a wave as I take my seat beside her.
Sungwan! I was gonna wait until you got here to practice. I hope that's okay.
Is it right for you to miss your club like this?
Yeah, well, it's just for a few days, so it should be fine.
Then let's get back to work. Try to remember some of the basics of TVP.
Right, I have to expand first. I have to play defense and then go on offense. And I have to outmaneuver mines and a big mech army. I want to play like Fierce. He's so much fun to watch.
Then let's prepare one of his standard openings. This should hold an early attack if you play it right. We dive right into the guts of one of the fiercest standard build orders after grabbing a rare public replay from his fan site. That's probably hers. I make Minseo write down the timings of everything that he produces and when he starts to cut probes. The basic idea behind this build is to get a Dragoon and then an expansion. There's a lot of nuance that I don't have time to teach Minseo, but I've got to cover as many important points in the short time that we have. We still need to work on the second half of our game plan against 1, but for the rest of today, I want you to practice the build up to around 30 supply and then restart.
What? But that sounds boring.
Executing your build fast will help you more than anything else I can teach you in 2 days. A 5-second supply block can slow your Dragoon range upgrade by 30.
Okay, I can do it!
Minseo does genuinely have a knack for StarCraft. Her passion for the game, even if it's mostly as a fun, gives her an edge over most newcomers. The first few attempts don't go well. Multiple supply blocks, late workers, and subpar building placement slow down her race for the 30 supply mark substantially. Even though each attempt is only a few minutes long, it's not until about an hour in that she finally has a decent run. An expansion, a few units, Dragoon range, all primed to send her into a mid-game victory. Her execution is still far from perfect, but improving from here is mostly just shaving down the edges, though I might have to tone down the complexity for her mid-game strategy.
It's so stressful, even when I'm not facing a real person. My heroes pile up fast.
Welcome to StarCraft. In any case, let's talk a little bit about what to do if one attacks you early.
Oh, come on, let me take a little break.
And what? Are you hungry or something?
Actually, I want to ask you about something. You've got to tell me what goes on backstage Starleaf. The players know most of their fans by name. Do we throw away the food we bring? What do we think about fan charts?
Backstage, mostly just talking and warm-ups. They do your hair and makeup if you're playing that day. The gifts depend on the player. Usually pros that don't get as much attention tend to cherish it more. For example, Locke got too many requests and gifts at the meetups to pay attention to them all, and he shares his food with the team. I never heard anyone give an opinion about the fun chat, but you can hear and feel the loudest ones from the inside of the booth, which can be either motivating or intimidating. Seriously, life as a pro gamer is about what you'd expect. We practice, sleep, exercise, and attend matches. That's pretty much it. I'm surprised Jet hasn't told you all about it.
When Jet first got signed, pro gaming was practically all she'd talk about, but by the next school year she barely said anything, which is weird because she was practicing more than ever. To be totally honest, I think our StarCraft club was only so popular because our classmates wanted to say they were on a team with a pro gamer.
Does she know that?
I think you know her better than I do, so I feel I can be honest, and she knows you well too. It's just something I tell when I see you two together.
Okay, we're cared to one another, sure.
Not that, even though it's fun to watch you guys fight.
Jet and I were close once, but it's probably not fair to say that I know her well anymore. People change.
Well, okay, but I call it as I see it.
I appreciate your perspective. Now, let's get back to work.
Woo! Let's do this! I would not have wooed if I knew you were going to make me do that build another 20 times.
After almost 2 dozen attempts to get a fast expansion and the dragon out, Minso slumps against the desk with her face on the keyboard. Her errors are numerous and glaring, but for as little experience as she gets, Minso performs pretty damn well. Okay, I can teach you a quick cheese build instead if you want.
Well, no, the thing I want most of all is to have a real match. I don't want to know in his heart that he lost fair and square.
Among most competitors, that's considered flawed thinking, but there is a truth to our fun culture's belief that only an honorable macro grain counts as a real win. It's about time for Minseo to head off to cram school when Jet arrives. She looks almost as tired as she does satisfied.
Hey, who's the greatest Sunquan? I want to hear you say it.
Did you want me to say it? It's you?
You don't have to say it. You also don't have to join me for ICG Zhuhai. I'll just give this plane ticket reimbursement to Minseo instead.
Who's your sponsor?
Hey, Sunquan, do me a favor. Try saying thank you. I hear it can be cathartic.
Alright. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Minseo shoots me a knowing smile over Jet's shoulder as she takes her leave.
Let's go to China then.
After a few hours of duels, Jet and I capped the evening off with a walk around a nearby park. Romantic. The games I've had with her these past few days have been just as competitive and a lot more fun than the practice I had on CHB Renown. If everything goes according to plan for a practice partner, you lose every game. Normally, the chances to hone your choice of matchups and builds are few and far between. Anyway, Locke was better to work under than most in that regard, but if I'm honest with myself, I was improving less than if I had a practice partner of my own. So basically someone else would suffer. Huh. Anyway, have you been paying attention to the news about StarCraft 2? Some of my teammates were interested and gave feedback. We had a long debate about multi-building, select and unlimited control groups on one night. I'm skeptical about the reserve judgment until I played it for myself, but that isn't really what I was asking about. Well, VSL will switch over and there will be plenty of money to win, but if the KPGA isn't involved, I doubt the fans will care. Some might and obscure pro gamers will take whatever chance they can to break out. It's probably going to fracture the scene. There will always be people who play Brood War. That's true, but will we always have this? Chai Young and... Okay. Jai Young and I, and every other esports fan for that matter, share the same nervous excitement from watching StarCraft find its way into the Korean mainstream over the past 5 years. The idea that someone can turn the TV on any given night and see a video game played competitively has, and maybe always will, seem too good to be true. Unsuccessful players drop out of league and retire earlier every year. Like Locke said, it's not something we can take for granted. Just go pro in whatever comes next. Not like it can be any tougher than Brood War, right?
That's for sure.
We make our way around the lake's edge. A kaleidoscopic swirl of city lights reflect off its glassy surface. My pace slows as I stare into it. When turned away from what was excited for me, I found so many possibilities waiting. A moodly walk around the park wasn't part of my old life's equation. I lose moments like this if I can't earn my place in all this. Would you still play StarCraft like this if we couldn't make a living from it?
I'm not sure. A decade ago, pro gamers slept huddled on floors and ate cup noodles for every meal. As much as I want to believe I'd have been there with them, I don't think it's true. I love to compete, but I want more than that for myself. Those guys suffered so that more of us can live with dignity. We work hard.
That's what it means to be a pro gamer. If anything, I'm jealous that I wasn't around back then. I don't play this game for the money.
No one should, but some of us couldn't be here without it. You have what most pro gamers don't, Sung Wan, Plan B. I wish I had that peace of mind.
And I wish I had your passion.
Don't say that. You wouldn't if you knew what it meant.
Who says I don't? And yet I find myself without an easy retort.
Nobody gives up what you did without reason. It's okay not to understand why. I struggle with this stuff all the time too. But I do want to hear you try. Why do any of us spend our lives on something so uncertain and stressful?
Star Sense. Why do any of us spend lives on something so uncertain? Forever. Because of that? No. This is not the answer. 7 kings? 7 players. Oh, maybe this one? Also KPPGA. No, this one would not work. Shock T1. No. Let's go with 7 kings.
Save the game?
Present. You and I dream of championship. Everything else is built on that foundation.
That's true, but it's also vague nonsense. It's like dreaming that one day you'll be president. I don't know about you, but I can only want what I already know.
Put in one word.
Victory. Not the prize. The act of lifting myself over my obstacles and opponents. Nothing can beat the rush. It just so happens continued victory leads to the same thing that everyone else wants.
That's the answer why we play StarCraft. You can win at almost anything. Hell, salespeople and lawyers fight battles just like pro gamers.
True. Maybe it's the only thing either of us can win. And right now, at this level, when we're older and our hands move too slow, we'll move on, but only because we have to.
That's too cynical to be right, but it doesn't feel wrong.
I should be thankful that
I have someone to talk to about what I really torment myself with. What you regularly torment yourself with. You torment yourself with this. Boom. If we can survive and build towards something, why shouldn't we?
It's the second part that's hard. We know if the time we spend on StarCraft will be worth anything in the future.
I agree, pro gamers can pretend that they'll have a job coaching or managing when they age out. But even if we're not building the best of us are at least building something. If it's not the following, then it's something else that will help when we're done playing video games for a living. I want to believe that more than you can imagine. I should be thankful that I have someone to talk to. Yeah, you should be thankful you have Jet to talk to. KPGA. Okay, what is about this one? You think I'm obsessed to a fault with representing the KPG's idea of a pro gaming, but I respect them for what they done. We couldn't do this without them. You shouldn't. That they are behind something great does mean that we owe them anything, or that another organization wouldn't have done a better job. True that. If you're telling me that you're only in this for cloud with the KPGA, then I don't want to hear another word. And then we have Shakti 1. You want to play the game and play it well, but that was the chance you got on Shakti 1, right? So now, above all else, you want to show everyone who thought of you as no more than a token that they were wrong? You're observant, Sung-Kwan. I will give you that. I know. At first I was happy to perform for them. I thought that if I worked hard and did as they said, I'd have the life I wanted. The KPGA didn't care about my skill. They want to sell me. When I realized that, I acted out. I had to own my mistakes, the things I said to my opponents, and the times I let down my teammates. Don't let it hold you back. You're better than that. I won't. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay, I honestly don't see a reason to talk about those two guys. Why would we? Okay, let's do it, whatever. No, fuck them. If I can now is my last chance. Alright, I guess that's that. Regardless of the deeper reasons, there is one truth that keeps all of us going. Yeah, what's that? The game is fun. If it wasn't, we'd have given up a long time ago. Hey, want to race? Like a foot race? Right now? Sprint from that entrance to that one. Don't give me that look, I thought you were an athlete. I lifted weights with Locke and Yoo-Hoo sometimes, but I'm not like I was in high school. But Jet doesn't want to hear it. She leads me to our starting point, pumping herself by rolling an arm on the way over. It's late enough that there is only one other person around, and my walking is a little dog, so I feel little need to hold back. Let me know if you need me to slow down. She gritted her teeth to hide a smile. I hold my stance low, waiting for her to calm down. I've got legs like steel springs, Sung-Kwan. Watch. I would actually slow down my run, so I can watch. We explode forward right away. Jet makes it clear this isn't some friendly joke. She's fast and there's no way to call her pace anything less than a hard sprint. We pass under a tree and birds skitter out of its branches and into the sky. At first, my long legs and natural athletic talent gave me length on Jet, yet just when I start to pull away, she gains. I spare a sidelong glance and challenge at this speed. I push a little harder, yet the gap widens in her favor. When we come skidding to a halt at the end of the sidewalk, she's a full stride ahead. Told ya! I double over and suck down breath. My stamina isn't what it used to be, but I'm far from finished. Again! Count us down. For the distance we need to go, it shouldn't be possible for us to keep up this pace. This hurts. If we wanted extras, we could get in our way. We might even be able to enjoy ourselves. But when we're racing all out, is the only way I know. With a day left before her match, Minseo agreed to cut Hagwon to practice all night. Even though Jet is a Zerg player, she is perfectly equipped to give advice at the level Minseo needs. Plus, she is much better at motivating her friend than I am. Screw those gates! Getaways! You have little probes! Watch the minipap! Micro, now macro, macro! Case in point, 5 hours of Jet's whip cracking has given Minseo some semblance of everything necessary to play StarCraft beyond the beginner level. A build, army control, and base management. God, if I'd known you didn't know this stuff last year. Wait, there are mines there! Watch out! Boom! Minseo gasps and slumps when 5 herd dragoons explode to a pair of unseen spider mines. But instead of giving into panic, she regains herself and retrieves her observer to clear a path through any that may still remain. Not too bad. While she's clawing her way back in the random ladder match, I see the cleric gesture for me.
Them girl paying for lessons from two programmers?
I thought we agreed to mind our own business. Would you even understood if I explained it?
How do you think? Listen, kid, don't act like I got no reason to take a passing interest in you three after the big group piled in here the other day.
Something on my face gives away my distaste for them, not that it should have been a secret.
If they're no friends of yours, what are they showing up here for?
They want a bad match with me, so we're helping her train up.
So that's what turning my cover over to them was about. How do you figure that you've got the right to make that call?
It was my idea. Can't you just send them away if you don't want them here?
And why the hell would I kick a dozen paying customers out?
Then what are you mad about? If they win, you trade us for them.
Fair point. Just don't make a trouble when it's said and done.
Whatever you say, Smokes.
Never mind.
He grumbles, falls back into his chair, and buries his nose in an ancient esports magazine. What do you want? I retake my place at Jed's side to find Minsel's effort has paid off. She's in the middle of breaking the Terran's front with some clumsy but nonetheless effective 1A, 2A, 3A. With what? Nothing. I'm hungry. We bow down here.
I'm hungry too!
Minsel swivels in her chair and poses, the victory screen on display behind her. That guy was horrible. Never forget that a win is worth way less than good play and tiny improvements.
You're so merciless! Just let me celebrate a little.
I'll bet Bolt slacked more before his Team League matches. Fine. Not true. So, not true. It's true. We choose an alley lined with food stalls for our late night snack destination. It's a little touristy for my taste, but neither Minsel or Chang seem to mind. My teammates on CHB Renault went out like this sometimes, but usually only after a good performance. Frankly, most of them just didn't have the money to eat out. With a deck key in hand, I wait off on the side for the girls to decide on what they want. But as I reach for a phone to kill a minute or two, I hear a soft crunch behind me. I turn to find Yuna staring at the ground. A basket of fried chicken sits upturned and spilled out onto the concrete. She will sit, motionless, and oblivious to the crowd of people around her. Slowly, Yuna reaches down and grabs the drumstick slather with wet sauce, one side now additionally adorned with grit and gravel. Yuna? Oh, Sung-Kwan. This keeps happening, and I don't want to wait in line again. Well, that's unfortunate.
Whoa, hey student Yuna, what's up?
I didn't know
that you knew Sung-Kwan. That's wild!
Minsel slams into both me and Yuna and then wraps her arms around both our shoulders, just behind her. Jet watches on. It's hard to blame her for bewilderment. Sorry, Minsel, but I need to get back in line.
Why don't we share my own instead? You can have half, but you have to walk and eat with us.
After a moment to consider, Yuna notes her agreement and accepts Minsel's torn half with a grunt. Jet takes up the rear, watching the three of us warily.
So I heard you're living in Ngoshuan, huh? Whoa, there's. You must really be taking exam seriously. How do you have the time to meet a guy like Bolt?
Bolt? Who? Me. That's my pro gamer name. What's with the look? My hand is actually cool. That's English. Like a bolt of lightning? I play Protoss after all. I know what that means. High Templar have a spell called Psionic Storm that, you know what, I have my mind. That's Jet, by the way. Like a plane? Just someone my dad and I has to listen to.
Oh, and mine is Minsel!
I wonder why. Minseo speaks the word hard in a simultaneously intense and emotionless way, like a robot desperately failing to hide the fact that it's become sentient.
Do you have a hand, Luna? Even just for email or something like that?
Yuna looks a little overwhelmed, but I think she appreciates the effort made to include her.
I don't, but if I had to, I'd pick something similar to yours. I'm not great at thinking up names. But you could be creative if you wanted to. Not possible. At least until the exam is over. Oh, it's like 3 months away, and we can practice one before that. We'll make it, so don't stress. Or else you will get a grey hair. It doesn't decide your life. It kind of does, actually. If you're going to say something like that, what school did you get into? Well, I don't go to college.
Yuna stares at Jet as if she just peeled back her face. Her eyes come to life and flick between both Chae-young and me.
There is 2 of you. Maybe it's hard for you to understand, but not everyone wants to obsess over the expectations of others. Okay, then what did you get on that SAT? Why does it matter? At 16 I was making more money than my uncles. And now? Ew, how the hell do you know this girl, Sung-kwan? Whatever, mind your business, Yuna. It was an honest question. Sorry, I guess.
Minseo hops between the 2 of them with a smile sweet enough to soft fiery tempers and icy indifference.
Don't you remember, Yuna? Chae-young was on TV and stuff.
Nope. Minseo rummaged around in her backpack, pulling from it a crinkled magazine that I recognize well.
See? That's Jet!
Whoa, why do you still have that? Jet leans forward like she wants to snatch the magazine away, but Minseo guards it too well. But for the record, Jet's right, you have to take risks to get ahead.
That's not true. That taste almost single-handedly determines what schools you can and cannot get into. Placement at a top-tier university offers life-defining opportunities. I know defending how hard it is to obtain those guarantees. I hate it, honestly, but how can she say that the test doesn't matter?
She didn't say that. In fact, I think people that do poorly and accept their fate as low-ranking members of society deserve what they get. But it's wrong to say that you can't find opportunity outside of the narrow path that parents and schools set up for you. It's scary and uncertain, but nothing that will make you exceptional isn't.
Given your SAT score and seniority, I shouldn't argue, but that isn't insightful. Nothing can change that I'll spend the next few months studying for 12 hours a day. I get by on 10. Just listening to all of this is giving horrible flashbacks. I'm out of here.
I'm with her. You continue the game. Jet throws up hand and turns into the side street. Minseo looks ready to follow until I put a hand on her shoulder.
How mature?
It's called passion. You could use a little.
Passion will help my score.
The tiniest corner of Yuna's lip quivers like she wants to smirk. That, or she just bit her tongue on odding. It might. A loud sound from behind jolts awake. A scream. Is someone in my room? I fling myself out of bed. Wait a second. I'm not in my bed. Where? We did it! We cleared the rumpus room. Hardest right in the game.
I'm on the golden zone fire. It's morning. It got me only one thing.
I fell asleep at a PC bunk. Cold blood flows up my neck into my ears. I can't even begin to describe the shame I feel right now. I remember now. I managed to peel Minseo away with a reminder of her match and the need to practice for it. I kept waiting for her to come back, even after Minseo left. When she didn't, I sat down for a game that turned into a several. And now here I am with my new ilk, the overnight PC bank crew, the lowest of the low.
Against the law for kids to stay overnight.
I spin to find a PC bank owner standing over me. He exhales a plume of smoke against the low ceiling. Not a kid, and really, you lined up this early.
I don't think you're in much position to judge.
There's no prize for debating my way out of the besides a dirty look. It was an accident. Won't happen again.
I'll refund the time you spent asleep. Fair?
Considering that their cheap rates, a refund's worth almost nothing except for the gesture. Fair. Thanks, I guess. Change of clothes, quick shower, and I'll find my way back to the PC bank by noon. But we'll go there
in the next episode.
For now, hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you tomorrow as well. Bye bye.